Hi, I hope you're having a great day and I hope you're staying safe at home. Today I want to talk about a very simple way of moving from stress to de-stress. I mean, we're all aware that stress isn't a bad thing unless it becomes chronic, unless we keep it within us and it starts to cause diseases, inflammatory conditions, drops in our immune system, weakens us, tires us, drains us out. So stress is not a negative thing. Don't have a negative perception towards stress. Stress is also good in small amounts. It motivates us to get up and do our job. It motivates us to reach deadlines. It motivates us to work out. But if we don't work out, we may fall sick. So that's a nice kind of a little motivation for us to do the right things. So we are built to handle stress. The human body is built to handle a lot of stress. But that's when stress goes up and comes down. It does its job and it comes back down. The problem is with chronic stress. You wake up with one problem and then there's the second and the third and the fourth, and there's work problems, relationship problems, money problems, whatever it is. It becomes too much for the body to handle and it becomes something called chronic stress. When we are chronically stressed, our cortisol, adrenaline is high, estrogen goes up, thyroxine comes down, insulin levels go up, heart rate goes up, cholesterol goes up, blood sugar levels go up. That's the way we naturally react to stress, and that's good. The moment the stress has passed, it comes back down. But chronic stress is a problem. Now, whatever your stress may be in the world, whatever it is, there's one way to move from stress to de-stress, and that is within your control. You can attend all the stress workshops in the world. You can do yoga, you can chant, you can take ashwagandha. I don't have a problem with that. But when you're hit with stress, how do you move immediately from the sympathetic nervous system, which is your stress, to the parasympathetic nervous system? Now, I want to stay in the sympathetic nervous system if, for example, I'm in a fight or I'm being attacked or I'm crossing the road and a truck comes and I need the reflex to jump back and out of the way. I want to be in the sympathetic nervous system, but I don't want to be in the sympathetic nervous system when I have one problem after another. I'm stressed out with work, I'm stressed out with relationships, I'm stressed out with the virus, I'm stressed out with everything. No, I want to be in the parasympathetic nervous system, which is rest and digest. When you're in the parasympathetic nervous system, that's where we heal. That's where inflammation comes down. The immune system gets trained to become stronger. That's when we can sleep better, get into deep sleep. That's when we have the ability to grow, repair. Your growth hormones function better. So it's a beautiful world in the parasympathetic nervous system. And most of the time, we should be in the parasympathetic nervous system. But today, most of us are in the sympathetic nervous system and we spend very little time in the parasympathetic nervous system. Anyway, let's come straight to the solution. You have control over the way you inhale and exhale. So right now you can be very stressed, okay? You're hearing some bad news, you have someone you don't like in front of you, but if you slow down your inhale and your exhale, let me give you an example. Let's say your normal inhale is 3 or 4 seconds. Now I want to make my exhale 8 to 9 seconds. I want to double it, okay? 6 to 8 seconds. By doing that, I send a message that everything is okay. The conscious mind still knows that there is stress, but our autonomic nervous system is also controlled by light and by breath. So by slowing down my breathing, the human body thinks that, oh, everything is fine. Because usually when you're stressed out, your breathing becomes shallow. That's an indicator to the brain that, hey, there's some stress or threat. Let's get the heart rate up, let's get the blood sugar levels up, pump more blood towards our muscles so that we can run, fight or flight if necessary. But now I can trick the body into moving into the parasympathetic nervous system by slowing down my breath, because that also sends an indicator that, hey, the breathing is now calm. It's now proper, which means probably the stressor is over. The conscious mind will still see the stress, or you may be in distress. But by controlling your breathing, you move to the parasympathetic nervous system. And that is the space that we need to be in. All right, you have a disease, you got to take a tablet, you may have to go for your chemo session today. Okay, you've reached a level of acceptance that you need to take this treatment. But now while you're taking the treatment, you want to be in the parasympathetic nervous system. You want your body to work for you. You want to harness the intelligence of your own immune system, your own body. So breathe while you're getting the treatment before you take that tablet that's causing you fear. Okay, take your long inhales, your long exhales. And that's how you calm down. So there's no damage happening to your system. But if I'm constantly shallow breathing, constantly with low thyroxine levels, constantly with a high pulse rate or high blood pressure rate. It's affecting us. This is causing damage to our blood vessels all the time as long as we're stressed. So we may have stress in our life right now, but I can control it with my breathing, with my breath. And that's why the practice of pranayama or your morning deep breathing exercises is honestly to help you breathe better. The more you practice something, the more it becomes part of you. You know, that's why they say whatever you want to get good at in life, practice, practice, practice. Because each time you keep doing it, you're developing a neural circuit in the subconscious mind. It's the same thing. If you practice the bad things, that also gets stronger and stronger. So I can have a new neural pattern or a new neural circuit of a habit that's good for me, and I keep practicing it, I get better and better at it. I may have a bad habit and I keep practicing the bad habit, guess what? That also gets stronger and stronger. So the subconscious mind works with repetition, constant repetition, repetition, repetition. The good and the bad, it both works, it doesn't know the difference. So you got to be mindful to choose the habits that you want to feed, okay, and the habits that you want to take your attention away from, remove the repetition away from. So again, when you practice pranayama, every single day, whether it's 5 minutes or 10 minutes, after a while, your body begins to breathe that way. You find that your inhales can be 7 to 8 seconds and your exhales can actually be 14 to 15 seconds. And that comes with practice. But when we're stressed out, remember, automatically the body will shallow your breathing, okay, to put you into the sympathetic nervous system. Now, if it's just a meeting or someone else and you don't have to run or fight someone, then you trick your body from sympathetic to parasympathetic by slowing down your breathing. Slow down your inhale, slow down your exhale. See, these are little lifestyle changes which are beyond powerful and they're inexpensive. They don't cost you money. They do not cost you money. All you need to do is practice it. And the more mindful you are about your breath, the calmer you feel. You know, and after a while, what used to stress you out the most just is now like a bump in the road because you're so calm, you're mindful all the time. Your breathing keeps you grounded. And so your problems, which you have many of, now seem to be lesser and lesser. They may still be there. Every human has problems. But the magnitude and the intensity of those problems to create stress that becomes destructive to your health now minimizes. And that's what we call preventive health, preventive medicine, whatever it is. Invest in yourself, build a strong body within you to help you take on the world. Because there may be more and more stress as you move through your life. Okay, now we can't keep getting rid of stress, but we can keep getting stronger and stronger. I hope every one of you have a beautiful weekend. Until next time, eat smart, move more, sleep right, and breathe deep. And remember, you care is all about you. Do it for you. You are important. You are the source. Nourish the source so that you can go out and nourish the world.